Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time for look at this shit.
Oh, we go fancy.
It's back.
It's back.
And better than ever?
It's
better than ever.
It's the same wheel that we had before, but we haven't done it since I brought the show back after a hiatus, and I feel like it was a very popular part of the show.
Right.
So I figured, why not bring it back? I wasn't planning on bringing it back. I was fine with the regular talk show element, but I wanted to add some chaos into the show, as if we needed more.
Right.
We love chaos.
We do.
We're agents of chaos here at the Greg Cherry brand.
We very much are. So, hi everybody. It's Greg Cherry, it's Jeff Meacham, and it's Matty Laws. The crew is here.
The crew is here. The band is back together. just cueing random Baltimore music because why not?
NWO 2020.
No, it won't be 2020 because it will be stuck in a freaking Thunderdome for a year and a half. We don't want any of that shit.
Hey, we get more guests.
Do I get to be the NWO's version of Cena?
Hell in this fuck. All right, line of the night so far. Greg, very good. Yes, I mean it is your show, so it should be that way, right?
Yeah. Hey, that is something I'm working on. We are going to get more guests here in the future.
Yes. Oh.
Actively working on that. We have next month. Obviously, we have Jack of All Trades. Look at the Draw is taking a online break for the month of July because we're doing an in-person one.
Yes.
And yes. But Look at the Draw will return in October. So that will be very much fun. Daisy's actually going to be part of the in-person one, so I'm really excited.
Oh, sweet. Wow. Very cool. Very cool.
Coming over from the DC metro area, huh?
Yes. And
she'll be happy to be out of there for a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Well, one would be unless they, work in a really big office with government flags behind them. And even then, they're not always happy.
Yeah.
Or should they be?
And Maddie and I are pulling double duty tonight. We got
a second stream of the day.
Oh, wow.
Well, actually, you're going to be on later tonight with Cass.
Yes, I am. With
Jesus.
For the same human rule.
Yep. We it's very much like still trying to get Maddie to join us at SummerSlam. Yeah, well, as I posted on Twitter, the wife and I are officially going to SummerSlam.
Nice.
Just bought the tickets today on the pre-sale.
Mansfield
tickets are a little more.
As well, I know.
Tickets are a little more expensive than I remember buying for the last time I went to a WWE show, which, believe it or not, was a long time ago.
Well, I understand it's a big four, but this is the first time they've held a show like this in Cleveland, no?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like this in Cleveland. Like, they've held SummerSlam in Cleveland before in '96, but it's not in a stadium show.
Yeah. No, it was in the home of the Cavaliers at that point, right?
Yeah. The slightly more successful Cleveland franchise.
Low bar, to be fair.
Yeah. Josh, I am way higher up than you.
Yes. Greg is just a few seats over from the Bob Uecker section next to Jeff Meacham's usual seats at stadium or WWE shows.
Yeah. But, I looked at the view from where we were going to be at. I don't think it's going to be terrible.
No, it seems like the Brown Stadium is pretty well set up for WWE, so it'll be
all right. As they ain't shining the big ass light in your guys' eyes, and you hear a whole group of fans going, "We can't see shit."
Right. So, does this mean with everybody that are so far going to SummerSlam, does that mean I'm going to get screwed again? People coming out here to Vegas for Mania, and I'm not once again not going to see any damn buddy in person?
Listen, I didn't even go to WrestleMania in Philly, and I was planning on it. So,
I mean. To be fair, Cleveland's closer to you somehow in the Pittsburgh area than Philadelphia is. So,
that's true.
Because geography's a wonder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you said
same damn state and still closer in Cleveland.
You said Cleveland's about an hour and a half away from you, to whereas Philly is 4.
Yeah, Philly's about 4 to 5. Cleveland's about an hour and a half to 2. So,
yeah. And that's on a good non-winter day.
Yeah, that's very true. It's on a good, Lake Erie isn't having lake effect snow day.
Yes, as is Cleveland. So the entire row between the two is nope.
Yeah, until we actually get there, and then it doesn't do shit.
Which is some hog shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, damn it. Oh well. Anyway, that's old shit.
Yeah,
that's old business. Time for new business.
Time for new business, and here's some new business.
Yes.
Since the wheel is back.
Spin the wheel, folks.
Yes.
You know you want to.
If you want entrances, if you want me to work out, I'm on a carpeted floor, so it might actually be better for my knees.
Right?
It's been a long time since you guys have made me and Greg do a workout.
It has been.
That's valid.
It's $10 for the wheel spin, regular super chats to the Streamlabs, which we very much appreciate, like just regular super chats on YouTube. But, I don't see those for months on end. The Streamlabs are a more immediate form of supporting the channel, which we greatly appreciate, whichever you decide to do.
Yes. If you donate to my channel, just keep in mind that I'm on a solid floor, not a carpet, so I'm not working out. But if you want me to do other stupid shit,
oh come on, Jeff.
No.
What if they ask for an entrance and they ask for Scotty Two Hotties?
If I attempt the worm on this floor in this outfit, I may get us thrown off YouTube for reasons of wardrobe malfunction.
Also, Scotty didn't do the worm in his entrance.
That's valid. He did not.
I want to say that he did it a few times during his entrance, but like it never was like a staple of his entrance.
It was more of a once he was running in with Brian after the match. Like if that was part of his like post-match entrance, I guess he would like freaking like worm into the ring or worm as he got in the ring. And I'm not doing, dude. Josh, you want me to do Sin Cara? Go super chat on my channel, and I'll think about diving off this desk. How about that?
The big Matt post, like you haven't seen enough Val Venus entrances botched on this channel.
Seriously, dude, you had.
I take it back. If he wants to donate, that'll be fine.
Yeah, I was going to say. I was going to say the show with the Val Venus entrance. He had this brand's favorite journalist in the same frame. Like, what more could you ask for, folks?
Very much.
Absolutely hilarious.
Cracking on my shirt, no less, or actually cracking on his own shirt, which is funnier.
Yeah. But hey, if you want to share it, or else, like I said in the description, Sean Ross Sapp will throw a cube of cheese at your head. Go share this on Twitter and get other people to join in.
How about WWE actually sending him a wheel of cheese?
Hey, listen, there was a big hubbub over the press conference, which I only saw like the backlash on Twitter. I didn't see the actual answer to it because, I was at Virtue's wedding on Saturday, so I still haven't seen backlash. I've only seen clips from it.
I can understand why people over there got upset, but I think it was much more of an overreaction than anything.
Here's the thing. I understand why Sean's upset because that is his livelihood.
Yeah.
That's what he does for a job. So if his credibility is called into question by somebody who, like, if thousands of people
the
are
company
watching,
itself.
Yeah. Like I understand because that puts in danger potentially his line of work. So him being upset, I think he had good reason to be upset. I don't think Triple H meant anything by it. Like it wasn't a dig personally towards them. It was just, it was kind of worded in that way, and that's kind of how it looked. But
the way I worded it in my, hey, I'm not going to make apologies. Though when I went off on Sean this weekend on open mic night, I was very fair in that Hunter got asked a very stupid question at a very stupid time by somebody who clearly didn't understand the rules of a WWE presser. Like, you don't go ask the head of the company, what do you think about this ex-employee with an axe to grind allegations toward a current employee who may or may not be released in the next couple of days? Like, who the hell let that dude in the building, first of all?
Those are more questions for like one of the conference calls or something, not like a post-show presser.
Yeah, not in person. But the thing
that's literally putting the head of the company on the spot with a very, very touchy situation. So that part was wrong. And to credit both the websites that were thrown under that bus, neither one of them actually reported that they were connected at all. Like that was again, that was unfortunate wording by Paul Levesque, and people got thrown under the bus as a result. The other problem is that the majority of the internet is reacting because of the varied reactions from the two sides. PW Insider posted one tweet, made one post on their website.
Everybody at Fightful.
But Sean, having just had to bury his grandmother, which is never anything anybody should have to go through when they're trying to be in a professional situation, also, lashed out. Whether I agree with how he lashed out or not is irrelevant because it's not my show. It's not my family. I was with Greg the week before my grandmother had her first of 2 strokes in a week and passed away. So Greg got like firsthand account of just how fucked up my life got when she passed away. Yeah. So I don't begrudge him any sort of reaction that may seem over the top in that moment. My only complaint was it's not the first time there's been a reaction like that from him, which is why people are just gobbling him up. And it's like, you know what? Give him a pass this week. The dude just buried his grandma, like, for fuck's sake.
And can I just say, without naming certain people's names, there are some people, I don't even want to call them in the community, but just online, that are just absolute pieces of trash.
Oh, are we talking about the burner account creators?
So the burner account creators, the former Big Brother UK quote unquote star.
That dude is on another level that I purposely have his name blocked out of my brain, and if it happens to register, then I get a slight stroke from it. Like, it's that bad.
We will tell you after the show. I'm not mentioning.
I was about to say, who the hell are we talking about?
I'll tell you later.
Yeah,
we're not mentioning his name or showing his name on the show because he doesn't deserve that kind of credibility.
No, and I guess the whole bottom line is that there has been such a negative taste in people's mouths about wrestling journalists for what seems like forever. And the only people that have claimed themselves to be journalists prior to the degrading of said people has been people like Dave Meltzer. And, Meltzer's credibility on anything other than historical fact, like stuff that's already gone down that he can't book in his own little brain up there in NorCal, is a problem. Everybody gets lumped into that as a result. That's why people, like the people that work for Fife, like the people that work for the other, websites have to almost like work a certain way in order to be able to get into the pressers at AEW, the pressers at WWE. And that's why I don't understand why certain people get more credibility than others, because I've never had any direct problem with people like Denise or people like Kate or, other people, and yet others just get bombarded with crap.
I mean, Kate and Denise get bombarded with crap too, like completely.
Right. And I don't even think Denise is more part of Fightful more than she is part of the Fightful family now.
She has connections to Fightful. I think she technically does work for Fightful. She does the Monday Night Raw post shows.
Yeah,
she's still doing that with Sean.
Yeah, she's still doing that.
Excuse me. Denise has been able to branch herself out to working with everybody. So, yes, she does appear on a stream that gets streamed by the Wrestling Observer Figure 4 Weekly YouTube. She does appear with Sean on the Fightful recap of Raw, but she also does her own stuff more often than not. And I'll told her this to her face at Dynamite when I saw her at the forum. It's like, I am infinitely proud of that girl, because she went from basically being a third or fourth tier, line on the credit notes on Xbox podcast to being Denise fucking Salcedo. So, it's just good on her for it. I just wish there was so much more harmony within the community. And again, I'm not going to absolve myself responsibility. I was nasty on Saturday, and I fully admit it. I'm not going to shy away from it. But part of my reason for that, and part of why I've been so stressed out the last few days, and that's why that post went up, is because there's so much disharmony over here. I'd rather have less in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that makes sense. And like I said, I think it was just a kind of like unfortunate wording that just got blown out of proportion.
No, it did. It absolutely did.
And that's just like from somebody. It's like everybody's got to take it, and everybody weaponizes every little thing that they can because if something fits their narrative, they're going to take it and run. It's the same bullshit you see in politics. There's this little thing that's going to be blown up into something that it's not. And I really blame politics for the way the world is today.
Absolutely, which is why that shirt is so great.
Everything is molded after the model that politics is. It's like, oh, well, that's the way the world should be. No. Absolutely the fuck not.
And I also would contend that I really don't think the WWE or AEW, or if TNA decides to hop on this bandwagon, or the NWA or whatever, should have post-show, post-fight press conferences. They're trying too hard to be, WWE's case, like their partner UFC. AEW is trying to be too much like legitimate sport. It's like, guys, stay in your lane. It's clear the model doesn't work. Yeah, because all we're attracting is bad press at this point for both things.
So much more harm than good.
They do
so much more harm.
And granted, had the presser not gone down in AEW, that kind of blew the exposure wide open, we may not have gotten CM Punk back to WWE. We may not have been privy to a lot of the crap we're privy to, and to a certain extent, maybe against Would Be Bliss in that case, right? But I, for one, am as morbid as this sounds, I'm glad that more people than just me or just you, having worked in indies with some people, are seeing the true nature of a lot of these people now and be like, okay, you can still be fans during work. You just don't have to like who they are, when they're given more responsibilities.
Yeah, more responsibility.
The pressers have only caused more harm ever since Brawl Out.
Yep.
Like, if you think about it, the only time that we ever hear anything about those pressers is if someone said something stupid, someone got called out, or Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes were absolutely drunk obliterated on their presser. Like, we've gotten one good thing out of the whole fucking shit show.
Right.
What I think needs to happen is that the people who get credentials, and this is coming from somebody who wants to get credentialed for SummerSlam, they need to be vetted a little bit more. Like that, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to like work for a big name like wrestling news company or whatever.
Right.
But like you can't just let random people who just happen to have YouTube channels, and this is coming from me.
Yeah.
You can't just let random people who have no connection to like these bigger names or who just do this for fun ask questions, because a lot of them don't understand what professionalism and what like journalism is. Like they think they're these big like beat writers, or that they're like gotcha journalists or something. It's like, that's not what journalism is. If you're watching like CNN or Fox News or something and trying to learn journalism, you're not going to learn a damn thing. You're just not. So
no, George Carlin had it right. One of his last stand-ups he did. Every single political show you see has some sort of agenda built from one side or the other, or even independent.
Yeah.
There is no true, completely unbiased, objective news journalism, especially in the political game. There's just not.
No.
And, when you get to wrestling journalists, for lack of a better term, I really don't think there's any unbiased wrestling journalists, because if you're a professional wrestling journalist, you were a wrestling fan first. That's just the end of that sentence. So if you're a wrestling fan, you're more than likely geared to be a fan of one or the other.
You at least have to be a wrestling fan to be in wrestling journalism, I would think. Like you don't get it,
right?
It's not like you have like freaking Phil Mushnick doing wrestling journalism, because that guy's an asshole of the third degree
to begin with. Yeah.
But more to that point, like they're not trying to throw, big name reporters like at an AEW scrum. We're not gonna see an NFL Network or a ESPN head asking questions about the Jaguars just because it wouldn't make sense.
Well, no, they tried that kayfabe version of crossover when Costas was covering WWE. It's like, no. Yeah. Like when Costas did it in '85, it was like, okay, there's a partnership between NBC and WWE. It's right. But when Costas did McMahon in 2001, it's like, no, he's trying to get a gotcha, and that's just not appropriate.
Well, do you remember when WWE was being covered by ESPN and Coach was working for ESPN? I don't feel like that really integrated into like SportsCenter or anything. Like mainstream crossover, like fandom can be one thing, and there's very few celebrities who can come across that line and like actually make it work. Like a Logan Paul, like a Bad Bunny. Dare I say, even Johnny Knoxville made his match with Sami Zayn work.
No, he did.
Yeah, he's still keeping kayfabe up too.
Oh God, yeah, dude. He wants a piece of Sami Zayn's ass in Vegas. I'm here for that if that happens. By the way,
you mean that piece of trash, Sami Zayn? I know he's with good
guys,
now, but still, screw him.
Doesn't matter. It's great, but I personally believe, and this is just me as a fan of over going on 34 years this year. I think the problem is wrestling fans want their cake and to be able to eat it too when it comes to coverage of their baby, because they want to be taken seriously. They want to be taken credible, like the other sports they may or may not watch. But then when we get the actual sports type coverage, then it turns into shit like happened at WrestleMania or the constant shit that happens at AEW shows. And it's like, no, we don't want this, please. Because then we just end up having, week after week of shows like we do that just harp on it because that's all there is to talk about, because nothing ever good comes of any of these damn things.
I think what my problem with people like interjecting like news sites into it is like with pro wrestling, you cannot treat that kind of thing. Like I said, unless you were on the conference calls, which those are not those are not canon whatsoever. Those are not used for anything. That is like legitimate business calls. If you want to ask it on that, that's fine. The pressers are more of a kayfabe thing.
Yeah.
Or at least like kayfabe adjacent. So
they're still supposed to be building the story.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that Tony's out there answering questions about legitimate allegations against Jericho in his damn freaking Tony Storm attire. It's like, okay, wait a minute. Where are we going here?
I think both Hunter and Tony Khan need some PR training or something to handle stuff like that a little bit better. What's up, Big
Well,
JG?
here's my, and again, this is just, again, me not usually covering these on the regular because I don't consider myself a journalist. I was just doing the recap for Aaron because he was with you and everybody else in Cleveland. The other night, so I had something to do. The thing is, Hunter usually is able to do the pressers and doesn't, come off like a rambling asshole or attacking people. But I also, to your point, about people being vetted, I'm 99% sure I've been told before that both pressers have a certain list of questions that they can and cannot bring up or address or whatever. So one of two things happened at Mania. Either somebody forgot to put the Ronda Rousey story on the do not speak list, or that guy just went totally rogue and just asked it anyway. And I'm willing to believe either one, but it's just unfortunate that in this particular case, the wrong people got raked over the coals.
Yeah. Now, granted, that presser, I'm guessing, was held in France.
Yes, no, definitely.
You weren't going to see a lot of American journalists, if any, taking place with that.
Yeah, much more international.
Right, yeah, and I there may not be as big a filter on trying to keep a cap on shit like that, but
yeah. So it's a common. It's almost like a perfect storm.
Yep.
The way I see it, as far as wrestling journalism goes, or wrestling writing, or whatever the case may be, I think the people need to chill the hell out about it, because first of all, if you don't believe the news that somebody's reporting, don't follow them. Don't comment on their stuff. because what's it doing for you? It's not like hey, like, oh, I gotcha. You're wrong on this because like you reported it and I don't believe you. It's like, first of all, it's not politics. Like there's not a whole lot to be subjective about when it comes to wrestling journalism. And why would there be? Like it's a television show. That would be like me reporting on news about like Wheel of Fortune or something and say, oh, well, this contestant, he thought this, and like during a commercial break, this was his attitude, and be like, oh no, you're wrong. It's like I was sitting in the audience, and then I talked to him after. It's what's the point of getting like upset about wrestling journalism as much as people do? Like I've seen Sean receive like hateful messages, slurs, death threats over the stuff that he reports, and like regardless of somebody's opinion of him, does he deserve that over doing what makes him money and makes his like what supports his family?
He is literally reporting and putting out things about pro wrestling that 10 years ago was so hard to even fucking come by. Like without sources like Fightful and God forbid the Observer, Meltzer and Alvarez, we wouldn't know like, oh, Kevin Owens' contract is up in 9 months. Like we wouldn't know if our favorite people on TV weekly are going to pop up somewhere else due to contract negotiations, stuff like that. We never really knew that because that was always held really close to the chest for the company most part.
It's very much a double-edged sword though, because like sometimes I prefer not knowing. Like I said it a bunch going into WrestleMania. It was so unpredictable what was going to go down over those 2 days. I loved that. I'd rather not know. And again, this is me doing what I've been doing for 20 years, 22 years now. Sometimes I prefer not knowing, and the idea that I would have known that Sean Waltman was going to walk out on Raw 1998 would have been like, oh man, that was such a cool, real, holy shit moment. Had I been on the inside, I kind of would have been like, oh, I already knew about this, so like I'm gonna turn and watch Raw now. Like I don't care. Watch Nitro now. I don't care.
And that's fair. That's a fair reaction to have. I'm talking more about the people though that have such vitriolic reactions to stuff.
Oh well, yeah.
It's like if you don't want to be spoiled, the mute button's a thing, the block button's a thing. Whether the block button even matters on Twitter in a few months anyway, who knows? But
yeah.
Like if you don't want that,
you could just not follow them too.
Yeah, exactly.
Maddie, seriously, my favorite thing to watch Kate do now is call people out for following her when she reports shit, and then they get into a pissing contest. And I just sit there and I go, I message her, I go, these guys are following you, right? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
what are we doing? It's tremendous.
And Kate's tremendous. Kate is literally one of the coolest people out there. Like she is so.
I am so glad you steered her in my direction on the cruise, because like just her Twitter timeline alone, when somebody winds her up over the stupidest shit, is just so entertaining because they have no idea how little a fuck she gives about them for real. It's just fun to watch them unravel.
Oh yeah, and that's all they do. Like when you get these people mad at you, and like you get like half-hearted responses, like snarky and smart responses, and it's like, I don't really care, but you care so much about this. It's like watching the person who cares a lot melt down over complete sarcasm is just fantastic.
It is one of those I learned, and I applied this in my real life. You may understand this more than Maddie because you've been around me longer. In conversations regarding teenage cargo transfer and placement, I found that having a conversation where I respond with monosyllabic responses or just being matter of fact as opposed to diving into the rabbit hole of argument, it makes the other person's brain short circuit. It's fun as hell to watch on a text platform, or in this case, Twitter. It's even more fun when it happens in front of you.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand that I understand that they're an idiot.
One of
and
my
just watching their you almost see their brain, like the smoke around their brain, just like, I'll see you in a couple days, bye. And then, like, how do they not react to that? Because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, one of my favorites actually happened this past Friday. Friday? Yeah, I think it was Friday.
Yeah,
I was interacting with somebody who was like ripping on Kate for something, and I was just kind of called them out for being a dick and was just very snarky, very sarcastic. And then at the end of it, I was like, "Hey, guess what?" And they was like, "What?" And I blocked them.
Yeah, I saw that, and then he went, "Oh, he blocked your phone." It's like, no, he waited until you got to the point that you were doing the same shit that Greg was, and it's like, hey, that's great. Okay, I'm done with you now. I've made my point. See you, bye.
Yeah, pretty much. And I just got like a rush of joy from like, yes, he fell for my trap of guess what?
Right?
What?
Yeah.
Because I tried to do that on somebody else and they weren't taking the bait. So I was like, you're no fun anymore. I just blocked them.
It is so petty level satisfying when people do shit like that, and I really don't care. I'm gonna answer this question real quick.
Yeah.
If you super chat on my channel, like we talked about, I mean, if you super chat on my channel, yes,
for Noah's tuition.
Noah's tuition to chase you. Yes, it does. If you super chat on my channel, all of that starting whatever it was on Sunday, this last Sunday, goes toward that goal by the end of the year. So, Greg, I don't know how much you got to catch up on content since you were gone. Noah decreed on open mic night that if we, independent of the karaoke or one of the other streams, like the special shows, for lack of a better term, open mic night, independent of those streams, if the channels can obtain $500 in super chats by the end of the year, our end of year show, the end of our end of year show, Noah will enroll in Chase University.
Nice.
Yeah, and exactly, he will declare his enrollment in Chase University. If Thea Hale wins the NXT Championship, he's going to buy himself a Chase U T-shirt, which we got to get that to happen too. There's another one for Datilla. If we also after Noah's 500 get additional 500, but she said she would, I guess, attend NXT Stand Deliver in Vegas. It's like, well, okay.
Here's the thing, Emmanuel. If I don't get the super chat money either, like I can't do the wheel spin.
That's valid.
Like I have to see. Fair. I have to see the wheel spin money on the Streamlabs. So
okay.
Follow the link.
Oh, there you go. Here it is. There you go. Oh yeah, and what the other thing is that if Noah joins Chase U, that means JJ will give the NFL a chance. Not this coming season because it's too close, obviously, but after Super Bowl 2025, so the 2025 season, JJ will actually give the NFL a watch for 18 weeks.
Wow! Wait, so JJ doesn't watch football, or is he just not like it?
He is not. It's so funny. He's not a football guy at all, but he's won the freaking Stat Boy like interleague pool for like 2 or 3 years. It's hysterical. But no, he's not a football guy.
Speaking of the NFL, and I'm glad you brought it up here. Matty, you and Mr. Mansfield have a bet, which he has not disclosed the details of. So I would like to hear the terms of this, which he said that you came up with.
Okay.
So that part frightens me the most, I think.
Oh, so this one, I had to come up with something that, I could wear out in public, something that we could we could do and make it more of a punishment. Right. So, should the Broncos lose to the Browns this year, I will have to, out of my own personal money, buy a personalized Cleveland Browns jersey, numbered 69, with the nameplate Daddy.
Oh, dear Lord. That is tremendous.
If he loses, he has to, out of his own pocket, buy himself a Denver Broncos jersey. Whatever number, Matty's Simp as the nameplate on that. So, something that we can both wear out in public, but something that we will both look at in our closets every day and go,
every day,
I had to buy this.
Yeah.
It's funny. Greg will remember this. In first cup run, so 2012, the Kings played the Canucks in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Our old pal Lisa, who lived in Toronto but was a Vancouver fan because even she realizes the Maple Leafs suck, made a bet with me that whoever won the series, the loser would have to wear the opposing team's colors in their home arena the next time they play. So if the Canucks had won the series, I'd have to wear a Canucks shirt into Staples Center that following season. She took it a step further and bought me my own personalized with my name and my football number on the back Vancouver Canucks jersey. Well, of course, we all know, Kings fans know, the Kings won the Stanley Cup that year, so they definitely won the first round series. Whatever it was, I think that one was in 5 games. So I had a jersey sitting here I had no use for. But then the first full season we had back after that ridiculous lockout that cost us half of our championship defense season, damn lockout, Vancouver came to Anaheim to play the Ducks. So I'm like, okay, perfect. I got a reason to wear this bitch. So I wore it to the Honda Center, ready to dig at the Ducks fans. I got treated nothing but love and respect. I'm like, okay. It's sitting at the closet at the house right now. I intend to wear it tonight if I end up staying home because Vancouver's playing Edmonton in this round of the playoffs. And it's like, fuck the Oilers because they beat us. So that's where I'm at. But anyway, yeah, I love that bet. That's a classic sports bet where you have to wear the opposing team's colors. That is solid. I love that.
I know last year Greg and Josh were gonna do I have to be a fan of your team for the whole season. Yeah. Ain't no way I can root for Deshaun Watson for an entire season. So
yeah, God no.
I'll go buy a jersey. I'll spend the $80 to get a jersey.
It really didn't matter in the end whether Josh took the bet or not, because the bet was if one of our teams was last in the AFC North, then we'd have to become a fan of the other team. And then the Bengals were the last in the AFC North. So we were both safe.
And you guys were just clowning on Sean.
Yeah, I mean, but,
Yeah, Sean, my dad, anybody had a Bengals tie, yeah. So
I kind of want to get a picture with Sean in front of the Brown Stadium and flip it off together.
Oh, God. Oh. I might start rooting for Sean a little more often if y'all do that, like for real.
You guys would just need Devin there to complete it. You got the Bengals, you got the Steelers, and the Ravens just flipping off Paul Brown Stadium.
Yeah. Just freaking bring a cardboard cutout of me and a Cowboys jersey. We're good to go.
Is it still Paul Brown Stadium, or was that the Bengals?
That was the Bengals. I think their Paycor now.
Oof.
One of those damn naming rights sponsored bullshits.
Yeah.
Well, it's like.
But listen, we're freaking Acrisure Stadium. We're named after an insurance company in Michigan. What the hell does that have to do with Pittsburgh?
Bro, the Denver Nuggets play in Ball Arena. It used to be the Pepsi Center, for fuck's sake.
Crypto.com Arena. Both of you shut up. Like, seriously. Just
no. When the Staples Center changed to Crypto Center or Crypto.com, I was like, no. That had to be a money thing. Like, they just had to have an ass load of money to buy that name off of that.
It wasn't so much that as that Staples had an ass less of money because they freaking went belly up during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So they lost the naming rights. And Crypto, hey, we've got a couple of bucks to spend this week.
And then the Lakers won a championship. God damn
it. Right? That chapped my ass. Like, fucking Lakers. You can't win it when we're still Staples Center. They did, of course, a bunch of times. But that was during the Kobe era. Oh, there you go. Rocket Mortgage Field Center. That's why WWE's calling it Cleveland Brown Stadium. I don't want to be saying all that shit.
So, yes, did First Energy forfeit the rights? Because when we were there 2 years ago, it was still First Energy. So that must be a relatively recent thing.
That may be a Rocket Mortgage purchased field because I think they're the same.
Do the Cavs still play in Quicken Loans, or is it a different name now too?
I don't follow the NBA, so I don't care.
Yeah, neither. Yeah, I only know the Lakers arena and the Clippers because the Lakers are still there and the Clippers bought their own and are getting the hell out of there. Like, good.
The Clippers got their own
my building, beat it. So the Clippers owner is also the Rams owner and is also SoFi Stadium's owner, and he just kind of went, yeah, I'm good. Like, I'm not going to stay here and pay rent to freaking AEG. And when they wouldn't let him thankfully. No, I'm sorry. He doesn't own the Rams. He owns the farm. I take that back. He owns the farm, and he owns the property, not the team, but he does own the Clippers. He was going. I was out of town. I forget where I was, but the rumor went out there that he was going to tear down the farm and put the Clippers arena on that spot. And I went, "Don't let me come home. I will kill this motherfucker if he tears down the value of this farm. I will kill him dead." So as I was progressing in my trip, I found out that he had been granted access to the lot next door. So he's putting I forget what they're calling the stupid state, the arena, but the Clippers are getting their own spot in the SoFi Forum property.
Anyway, if you want to support the stream, go to streamlabs.com/look at the draw one. Get us to do a wheel spin before the show's over.
Please. Yes.
Because I'm sure Maddie will oblige the big Matt Boski, Mr.
Hey, there you go. But either way, like, I'm glad everybody gets to go to SummerSlam. I know SummerSlam is a major show. I know you went to SummerSlam back in '95 when it wasn't actually desirable to go to SummerSlam in 1995.
I got Sean and Razor in a ladder match. I can't bitch.
No, and that's kind of been my thing with the transit out here. It's like, I can't bitch because it's $1. Like, what do I have to bitch about? I'm paying $1 to ride the bus. Like, well, yeah, but it's 2 hours late, so does it really matter? Yeah, there's plenty of reason to bitch. It's just you got what you wanted because you got your guy in his match.
Yeah,
so,
and he
that was like, yeah, and he won exactly. My first WrestleMania was 2000. I could bitch for an hour just about the reason I should have to read the WrestleMania, but it was a WrestleMania and it was just down the freeway, and there were so many damn stars on that show. Can I really bitch? No. But I hope that whatever they throw into Vegas next year is going to be worth people putting these deposits down and putting all the money in it, because if you've never been to Allegiant Stadium, it's worth it. It's honestly worth it to go to a Raiders game. That's how cool the stadium is.
It's worth it to go to a Raiders game. That must be saying
something. It is.
Josh, who are the Guardians playing?
Nice.
Because I'm going to be with my wife, so if it's not the Pirates, odds are that's not going to happen.
I'll also be going to a Rockies game late this month too.
So, question: are the Pirates already playing like mid-season Pirate baseball? Are they actually doing well right now?
No, they are
Pirate baseball.
Yeah, they are full on Pirate.
Because they beat the Angels the other night, and I'm going, why? What are we doing?
They popped off early in the season, and then like the last 10 or so games, they're like can't stick their thumb in their ass in one solid try.
The Pirates started the season 5-0. And that was and they peaked in April. So that's basically what happened.
Well, the freaking Angels generally peak in May, sometimes early June, but then Trout got hurt again.
Yeah.
All right. They will host the Baltimore Orioles.
Oh, I don't give a shit. I'm not going to go to a sports stadium to watch Cleveland and Baltimore, regardless of sport.
Regardless of the sport.
That's a valid bitch. Oh, my God.
You're meaning to tell me you wouldn't want to go actually see a pretty good football game between the Browns and the Ravens?
After the way Baltimore did the entire league during 2020, I don't think Greg was getting anywhere near smelling those assholes.
Yeah.
Just saying.
To be fair, they ruined everything by losing to the Chiefs. So
seriously, like, damn it all.
Emmanuel, I have not seen it come across mine.
Okay.
If you do send money, please use the Streamlabs link. If you can't click the link in the comments, there's a link in the description that you can just click on and go to and do it that way.
Yeah.
That's probably easier than using the super chat function. But if you get that in the next couple minutes, then we can definitely fulfill the wheel spin for you.
I love that we can see the viewer stats as we go along on Twitter now. Man, we got 70-something people watching just on our 2 Twitters alone. You love to see it.
I think that's just a view count, but it is nice to see. Like, it's nice to see. But the one episode we have Willow Raven on had over 200, which was awesome for the live.
So I think what we see in that top corner, those I'm pretty sure are concurrent viewers, because the number will drop regardless if they're on Twitter or Twitch or not. So I think those are people like keeping either a tab on us or are just actively watching us. So thank you.
Listen, I'm happy with that, because when we stopped doing the show in February for a little bit, we only saw like 20 people. So to come back and see like triple, quadruple that, when we came back is I know it's not a ton difference, but like it means a lot.
It means a hell of a lot.
It does, very much.
And by the way, like, I missed Luck of the Draw with Willow on it because of where I was out of town. I think I was when you guys did that. She is a fun follow, and she is sweet as pea. She's great. I love her.
Oh, that was fantastic.
She's fun as hell. She's a wrestling fan. She's a music person, and she's cute as hell. So that's a great.
Get her back. We still got to get her back on to do an entire hour just on music.
I think that'd be a great idea. She does her, I guess, on Music Mondays. You know, I don't have anything really set for Mondays. Like, I do musings, but like, I would love to have a panel freaking thing on music, you know, and just kind of branch out. Like, you know, I've been talking about with JJ forever. So I will definitely pitch that to her next time I talk to her, which should be today. So
there you go.
Of course you did, Josh, because, you know, that's what that show was designed for, to make sure you got your shots of Maddie and syrup. That was the whole point of doing that hour, was to make sure Josh got his Maddie and syrup fixed.
I'm really surprised that I don't have like 5,000 views on the short of just Maddie from Josh.
Right.
Like, I'm surprised he doesn't just have that on loop while he sleeps. Give me those views. Give me that YouTube view money.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Pretty much
on loop. Hey, you know what? We actually encouraged that, and we got to tell to her subscriber account what she needed. So that's the way you freaking break the algorithm, kids, right there.
Yep.
So that shit on loop and go memes. Shit works. I'm telling you. We did the same thing with JJ. We did the exact same fucking thing with JJ. It took us a while, but we got there.
There you go. I need to do more shorts, especially once we start getting like entrances and stuff.
The shorts of Daisy and Maddie from whatever it was, where they were both covered in like just it looked like black goo. It looked like they'd been freaking through a oh god, who uses the black slime on their in the superhero universe? God damn, it's gonna bug me.
Who uses black slime?
It's basically like they got a curse from Papa Shango.
Yes, they look like They look like the Godfather had reverted for a moment. Yeah, both of them did. Oh my god, that was good stuff.
Yeah, that chocolate syrup actually had had a really good look to it for both me and Daisy.
I still have the freaking.
The strawberry syrup was a little bit lighter, so that just fell out almost instantaneously. Yeah. So I didn't get a good pour of that.
Right. Yeah.
And then the
Collins
syrup
got that one bad.
Syrup.
I think Collins got it the worst of any. Well, I mean, you always get the worst, but yeah, the black chocolate syrup. I still have the sugar-free chocolate syrup here. I haven't even opened the damn thing yet. So if I ever come back to defend my long since interim to championship, I'll have to bust it out.
I mean, if Daisy were to win the in-person one, the October one might just be you, Pluggo, Xenia, and Daisy, like as a champions all.
All right, that works.
I don't know that, because like if Daisy doesn't win that one, and historically, based on her performances, it's not going well for her.
And you know what though? We gave her hair and skin a great touch up for her wedding. So there you go. I just low-key feel bad about that. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, listen.
At least
The wedding
the
pictures
syrup's
turned out
washed
fantastic.
They
At
did.
least the
That's
syrup's
valid.
washed out pretty well too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. The egg did not clean up well on this floor. It was ugly down here for a minute.
I almost
Oh,
slipped
my
and
goodness.
fell in my bathtub because of the eggshells
Same.
and the eggs.
Yep, same. I went to clean it up and almost completely went TKL over asshole. Like, wow, okay, we're gonna like get on the floor and actually like sponge this up because if I try to wipe it or mop it up, I'm gonna eat it and die here. Too much. You mentioned weddings. I found it so funny that 3 people that I've come to like get really acquainted with and become friends since pandemic ended all got married this last weekend. Nita Strauss, who, if you remember Shinsuke Nakamura's WrestleMania entrance, she played him out.
She's also the guitarist for Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper, right? I'm related to the wrestling fans out there, but yeah, she's great with Alice. She's actually doing her own stuff now, also working with Alice. She was with Demi Lovato for a while too. Amazing. Oh God, yeah, she is. She played Foley out, and the Foley officiated her wedding, which I thought was so cool of Mick to do that. She actually played Mick Foley out for his one-man show in Pasadena when I saw him a few years ago now, 2018. God, 66 years ago. Holy shit. So I saw her there. I saw Scout Taylor Compton, who I've met through the Halloween events over the years. She got married. And for funny reference, her husband played, other than when Hayden was doing the voice and actually in the suit, he played Darth Vader in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. So, in the suit, like doing all the stunt shit. So he's awesome too. I met Tom not too long ago. And then friend of mine I met through the Kings got married. Like it's like 4th, 5th, and 6th they all got married. So it was a kick-ass weekend. It was really awesome. Weddings are always good, especially when I don't have to go with no more or pay for a gift. I can just watch them afar, like, yay, my sister got married. That's shit.
All right, give me 1 second. I'm wondering if Emmanuel sent me money through the Greg Cherry brand PayPal.
It would appear he sent it directly through PayPal based on his comments. So,
yeah.
I'm okay with you doing that for me or for JJ, but Greg usually doesn't do it that way, brother.
Let me see.
We gotta check it. We are exploring the situation.
I might disappear real quick. Hold on.
That's okay. The Greg Cherry Show will be Greg Cherry this for the moment. Or a frozen cherry, if you will. We can do that
frozen
too.
Cherries.
Frozen, you know what? I'm not a fan of cherries as a rule, but frozen cherries actually taste pretty good if they're mixed with something pretty good. So I'm okay with that.
Have you ever had moonshine cherries?
I've not. I am not big on the moonshine as a rule, which is so funny to me because I'm also not a partaker of strictly the booze. Like I gotta mix it with something, or because like drink it straight. Like I mean, I had a screwdriver in this, but it was it was heavy on the orange juice.
All right.
Yeah.
So Emmanuel did send me money directly through on the Greg Cherry brand. So we are gonna give him a wheel spin before we end.
Let's go.
All right. Damn, it's 5 till. I gotta turn on the Roku and get Dynamite queued up.
Here we go. What's it gonna be? Hey Matt, you want to do some jumping jacks?
Let's do it.
But of course. Move you up, Matt. That way you can get there at the same level.
It's only 20, and I can't pull up the Body Donuts music, so you'll just have to trust me on it.
So you'll just have to trust us.
Yep. You gotta move.
I can hum the Simon D music if it'll make you feel better about your workout experience.
All right. Here we go.
God damn, this music was so lame. No wonder he failed.
This way we won't get copyright pinged.
That's right. Man, they are hitting everything harder and harder now. Like it's so stupid. We've used a theme for dads since we came back, pretty much, and they're now retroactively going back and paying us for it.
Yeah.
And the theme that JJ, God bless JJ, he tried so hard. He found a theme that sounded very Disney-ish to overlay our Disney content, and then the Friends of the Multiverse little 30-second bumper we run every show. Yeah, that's now getting pinged. It's like shit.
You gotta find. Was it like audionautics.com or something? That's what the theme of this show is.
The dad's theme came from Audionautics, and it's still getting fucked.
Really?
Yep.
That's dumb.
Yep. I think you have to put the license in, and we didn't used to have to do that. So I think JJ told me he went back and put the license in on one of the dads, and it cleared. So I think they're going to let us be now. What really chapped me was we had the little fantasy theme during the course of the Star Wars trivia, and I was getting pinged. I'm like, you are not pinging me on this. This shit was gold. Absolutely not. So we went back and fixed it. We also got limited ad suitability because we were a little 4-lettery on Saturday.
Did you guys hear how much money Mason Mansour raised for Soft Ground Wrestling?
I saw a gross figure. Was that updated?
Yeah, Mansour posted this a couple hours ago. $28,731.89.
I was going to say, I thought it was around 29. So yeah, that's all.
Along with this, Mansour also said, with this money, they will be able to buy 6 months worth of food, bed and mosquito nets, a van to take them on tour, an extension on their lease, as well as a storage unit for a wrestling ring.
That's awesome.
So that is fucking awesome.
Great. That is
awesome. Listen, Mason Madden and Mansour are two guys I've tried to get on this channel. Almost had Mason at one point. But they are two guys I definitely want to have on this channel.
Phenomenal people.
Whether it's this show, whether it's Jack of all trades, whether it's Luck of the Draw, that might be fun. We would have to see.
Something tells me they would totally do Luck of the Draw just because of their
I feel like they would. I feel like they totally would.
I want those two and a babyface Jinder Mahal on Luck of the Draw for all the reasons.
I don't know. Remember, Manny is like, the hair's all I got left going for me.
All right. Well,
that's a win, won't he?
Yeah. That is going to do it for this show. Thank you so much for joining us. Go check out Dynamite. Go check out Maddie and I later over on Chris Cass's Twitch TV channel.
Yeah, Combat Wrestling Trivia.
Yep.
If you're in Edmonton, please go inside and watch AEW and don't leave them with freaking no attendance. I understand there's hockey, but goddamn, folks, go watch the wrestling too.
I was about to say, they are in Canada. There's hockey on. It's going to be a rough night for AEW.
There's Edmonton hockey on. That's like a religion up there, especially in Edmonton. Like, forget it, man.
Well, they're in Montreal. The only thing that would make it more would be if the Habs were playing.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Dynamite site is in Edmonton, where the Oilers usually play. The Oilers are just on the road in Vancouver tonight, playing the first game on the road. So there's going to be like a viewing party right after the Dynamite Bills. So just go inside and watch the show. Come on, guys. Do AEW solid, crying out loud.
And then at 10 o'clock Eastern, go check out me and Maddie, and also Travis Fame and Topher LaBelle doing
Oh my God. I mean, I have to watch that myself.
Yeah. So until then, thank you for watching the Greg Cherry Show. Have a good night. We'll see you next week. Don't be a jag.
Definitely don't be a jag.
And I'll see some of you in Cleveland in August.
Yeah, there you go.
Have a good night.